Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Following last week's Supreme Court ruling that overturned Roe v. Wade, people gathered in downtown Sioux Falls last night to march for abortion rights. That march ended with a large police presence. People were sitting in the road on 14th Street and police used smoke to disperse them.
Sioux Falls Police Chief John Toombs says a few people were arrested. We expect to learn more during a news conference coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. You can watch it live on KELO TV.
As the crowds were moving back downtown Wednesday night, police were also called to a motorcycle crash right by the Washington Pavilion. A car and a motorcycle collided.
Our crew was at the scene and did see the motorcycle driver get up and walk to the ambulance. The extent of their condition and if they were involved with the protest is unknown at this time. Police in Flandreau are reminding residents to lock up their property after a recent increase in thefts and break-ins. Authorities say they happened to cars and buildings. The suspects are a local couple that have been seen using a bicycle and walking through alleys from late at night into the early morning hours.
Police say to use security lighting and cameras if possible. If you have any video, you're asked to share it with the department. Charges have been filed, but police say more are possible because the investigation is ongoing. A family who lost a loved one almost 4 months ago now wants to help other families so they don't have to experience the same tragedy. Randy Gerlach's body was found on March 1st. 22-year-old Jackson Phillips was arrested in connection and eventually charged with murder.
Now Gerlach's family is raising awareness for domestic violence by selling T-shirts. Proceeds will go towards Gerlach's 3-year-old son as well as the Compass Center in Sioux Falls.
We really love these types of partnerships because everybody in the community has the ability to make a difference in violence.
Gerlach's family is selling T-shirts and bracelets through their Facebook page called Randy's Awareness Against Domestic Violence. You can find a link to it right here on KELOLAND.com.
Now let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Munn for a check of this morning's forecast. Not quite as hot and hopefully not as much wind today, Scott?
Well, we'll dial both back a little bit. We'll still have temperatures in the 80s and 90s for today. We'll change that wind direction to more of a northerly direction to help bring in somewhat cooler weather as we continue with a couple of isolated showers or thunder showers for this morning. Things continue to move to the east, and I think for the most part we could wave goodbye to these later this morning as we'll have our mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky, and temperatures that are starting in the 60s and 70s will hit the 80s and 90s for today, and not as windy as what we had yesterday. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
On Wednesday, Deadwood marked the 20th anniversary of the Grizzly Gulch fire, which caused the evacuation of residents from that city and nearby Lead. Firefighter Ken Hawkeye describes seeing 200-foot flames churning through the forest. He says an open house and other activities are happening this week to remind people of the threat of fire and why precautions are needed.
The fire covered about 11,000 acres and destroyed several buildings. At least 900 firefighters responded. Digital reporter Ray Yost takes a look back at the 2002 fire in a KELOLAND.com original on our website now.
No one was hurt during a grass fire northeast of Yankton last night. The Yankton Fire Department says it happened just before 9 o'clock.
Firefighters arriving on scene found a hay baler, grass, trees, and a small pile of hay on fire. Crews had it put out in about an hour. The saga for a Sioux Falls business continues after a chemical accident left many of its customers angry.
We obtained a copy of a recent email the owner of Cut and Kill sent. The email informed customers he was cutting 2 of his services, mowing and fertilization. Tate Eining, the owner, claims this is because of an employee shortage and chemical damage from earlier this year.
Eining says he'll continue to provide other services and repair lawns affected by the chemical burn. We reached out to Eining for confirmation but have not received a response.
A bipartisan organization has filed a federal lawsuit against Governor Kristi Noem.
The group claims a 2020 law requiring petition circulators to live in the state for 30 days before collecting signatures goes against the Constitution. The League of Women Voters is a national organization with more than 100 members in South Dakota. 24 local kids will be opening up shop today to show the community their business ideas.
They have created their own business plans, performed cost analysis and marketing strategies to bring their ideas to life and learn how to start their own companies.
I learned that you have to make the right cost for your business. Like, if it's too expensive, no one's going to buy it. If it's too cheap, everyone's going to buy it and may not make enough money.
If you would like to visit the businesses for yourself, you can attend the Children's Business Fair from 4 to 6 p.m. today at the Lake Lorraine Farmers Market. And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today, looking at a cold front moving through. Now, at this point in the forecast, a lot of our viewing areas pretty much going to stay dry or nothing very organized in terms of rainfall. But as you look to the south here, certainly looking at more thunderstorms down into parts of Nebraska going into Thursday, late this afternoon and into early Friday. Now, I'll back out of the way so you can see the rest of this forecast. And certainly there, looking at additional areas of thunderstorms firing up in southwest South Dakota tomorrow night. Now, that is how we're going to kick off the weekend. We have some more thunderstorm possibilities into Saturday, Sunday. I want to caution you on a couple of things here. First of all, the pattern is kind of messy. We do have a frontal boundary coming in through Sunday. Now, you'll notice that Futurecast is trying to ignite a few patches or clusters of storms around. And so that's something that we're going to continue to watch as we kind of dial into more of the specifics on those things. But this pattern certainly is more active, and as a whole, it tends to generate more humidity as time goes on. So I think we're going to be planting the seeds for additional storms. Certainly the 10-day forecast is a little more upbeat when it comes to rain chances here in the northern plains. Obviously, that has to all connect, though, as we watch that important monsoon, tropical moisture coming around the bend through New Mexico, Colorado, and then eventually here into parts of the plains. So we will take it one step at a time and see how that pattern unfolds. It is going to remain fairly warm, if not hot. 92 Sioux Falls today. And really on the 7-day forecast, none of this is all that chilly. In fact, mid-80s are still above normal Friday, Saturday, and then we're going to be back in the upper 80s and low 90s into next week. I expect, though, there will be chances of rain about every day. We can't rule it out. And some of those rain events, as we get more humidity, could offer up some locally heavy rain. It just depends on those individual paths of those storms. So for Aberdeen and Pierre, it's a lot the same. Upper 80s in Aberdeen into next week. Pierre will likely be a few degrees hotter, and overnight lows are going to be plenty warm. So that's how we're going to generate more of that humidity. And even for Rapid City, we'll have highs here likely climbing into early next week, along with the chances of rain. Check out the details with the forecast online at KELOLAND.com.